Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just telling scary stories, we're going to break them down. We're going to look at the structure, the beats, and those key moments that can flip an ordinary day into an absolute nightmare. So let's get into it. That's a big question, right? What happens when the places we think of as our sanctuaries, schools, our own homes, suddenly become the setting for real-life horror? These are places built on trust and routine, and honestly, that's exactly why it's so chilling when that trust gets violated. What's so wild is that every single one of these stories starts, well, normally. They don't start with fear, they start with boring, everyday stuff. They unfold in a world that feels safe, a normalcy we all kind of take for granted. This is so important. It's the baseline, the before picture that makes the chaos to come feel so much worse. And what's really interesting here is how you can have two totally different worlds that give you the exact same feeling of security. On one hand, you've got a school. It's structured, full of people, supervised. There's safety in numbers. And on the other hand, a farm. It's isolated, private, protected by family. There's safety in seclusion. Both create this powerful illusion of being safe. But as we're about to see, that illusion can be incredibly fragile. So what does that safety actually look like? Well, it's a calculus teacher just letting his class play games online because it's a Friday afternoon. Or it's cuddling up on the couch with your spouse to watch a movie. It's just normal. This absolute, total normalcy is the bedrock of the whole story. It's that peaceful before that makes the after so unbelievably jarring. But then there's that one moment, that single specific incident where the illusion doesn't just get a little crack, it absolutely shatters. This is the moment when the terrifying outside world just punches a hole right through the wall of everyday life. Let's take a look at how that actually happens. And almost every single time, it starts with a sound that just feels off. It has no place in the normal routine. A weird knock, a sudden bang, a voice you don't recognize. It's the first real, undeniable signal that something is fundamentally wrong. And this is when you know it's real. When an authority figure, the person who's supposed to be in control, completely loses their cool. That panic in the dean's voice, it's contagious. It doesn't just suggest there's danger, it sends that danger right through the loudspeaker to every single person listening, confirming that, yes, this threat is very, very real. Just look at these examples, all pulled straight from true stories. A knock on the door of a remote farmhouse way after 11 at night. Hearing a person whistling from deep inside a cornfield where there should only be, animal sounds. Hearing loud booms that you think are thunder, but they're not. Or the power to the whole school being cut during a lockdown. These aren't just weird things happening, they're breaking the rules of that place. They're the first domino to fall. Okay, so the bubble of normalcy has popped. And now that feeling of dread starts to move. It gets closer. The threat doesn't just stay as a weird noise in the distance. It escalates, and it turns from this vague, unsettling feeling into a direct, terrifying confrontation. This is where fear becomes just raw terror. And the face of that threat, well, it can look like a lot of different things. Sometimes the horror is crystal clear, like a gunman who has a specific target. But other times, it's the complete unknown that's so chilling. A man trying to trick his way into your house. Or a bunch of masked figures chanting in a field. Wondering why can be just as scary as knowing what is happening. Let's just walk through this one, because it maps out that rising tension perfectly. It starts with something that could be innocent, a knock, a plea for help. But then doubt starts to creep in. The voice just sounds a little off. Then the lie falls apart, and you know their intentions are bad. And finally, the threat moves from the porch to the actual walls of your house. They're trying to get in. Every single step is another turn of the screw, just tightening that terror. Sometimes the scariest part isn't something you see or hear. It's not a loud bang or a creaking floorboard. It's a switch that flips inside your own head. It's that sudden, gut-wrenching moment of realization when you understand the true nature of the danger you are in. This is one of the most chilling examples of that you could possibly imagine. So an intern is hiding in a school basement during a lockdown. Another man joins him, and he seems to be hiding too. Then the intern gets a text from a coworker. It says, "Some guy with a gun shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and hat." In that single instant, he looks up, and the person he thought he was hiding with is revealed to be the person everyone is hiding from. The one place he felt safe becomes the ultimate trap. And then there are the times when that realization isn't in your head. It's right there in front of you. A physical discovery. I mean, it's one thing to hear people trespassing on your property. It's something else entirely to stumble upon this. A decapitated animal head in a circle of candles. This isn't just trespassing anymore. This is cold, hard proof that you've walked into something deeply, deeply wrong. So what happens after the immediate danger is over? The sirens come, the footsteps fade away. But is it really over? Because the event itself might end, but the fear, the real horror, that often sticks around. This is the long, dark shadow the story leaves behind. And that's the thing, isn't it? The trauma isn't just what happened in those few minutes or hours. It's in the memory of it, a memory that just replays on a loop. The echo of a gunshot, the image of someone's face, that feeling of your stomach dropping. Those little sensory details, they get burned into your brain forever. And what really keeps that fear alive are the loose ends, the unanswered questions. These stories so often don't have a clean ending because you never find out why. Was that guy from the school closet ever caught? Who were those people in the cornfield? What was the shooter's actual motive? Not knowing leaves the door open for that fear to just creep right back in at any time. So, if you can't get any answers, what do? You adapt. You have to. The only resolution left is a practical one. The survivors, they're forced to change their behavior. They get new locks, install cameras, and they live in this new state of being constantly on alert. They have to harden the very places that once felt so safe, and that changes their relationship with their own homes forever. Ultimately, these stories aren't just about what happened. They're really about what was lost. They show us just how fragile our sense of security really is, this thing we all believe in that can be shattered in a single moment. And once it's broken, the echo of that fear can last a lifetime, leaving us with that one final haunting question.